since it's past the cuff and collar, like, and you're in shape, you clearly take care of yourself. They were well groomed. You know what I'm saying? They looked neat.
Yeah.
Net comes off one way, right? You're trying to be your own Vin Diesel in 2001. I'm fine. Right. But it just hits different as opposed to, there's plenty of cats, right? We know a couple people with tattoos. And so sometimes it comes off completely the other way. You're just out there looking raggedy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And now you're just inked. It's like, well, it doesn't really, you know what I mean? It doesn't hit the same. Welcome to another episode of Don Draper's Den, an after hours conversation with two fools in the marketing game. We're talking culture. We're talking trash. Conversations really that you don't have in the boardroom anyways. So I'm Chris. This is Ernie. Guys, like and comment, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. We want to blow up this thing and we appreciate your guys' support as always. So without further ado, pour yourself a glass and let's get into this.
Cheers.
Christina.
Clink. I had to go with my iced tea.
Yeah. Unsweetened.
Unsweetened. I can't do sweet anymore, dude. Like the older I get, like sugary stuff just doesn't taste too good. Or it's too sugary.
Really?
Like sweet tea,
that
Southern sweet tea.
Old man shit to say.
Too sugary.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sucks. Foods taste a little too salty. Drinks are tasting a little too sugary.
Salt and sugar. That's an old Sam Kinison bit, when salt and sugar kicks your ass.
Yeah.
It's time to hang it up, dude. It's time to
it's true, dude.
Put you out in pasture. No. I refuse that. For the most part. Like there's still cereal. Like if you give me like a bowl of like Fruity Pebbles right now, I know that I'll suffer.
Yeah.
Right. But I'll tear that.
I can still do some ice cream and stuff, but
I don't know.
Now my preference is like less sugar.
Yeah.
What not even for health reasons, just for taste buds.
Yeah. Look at this watch. I'm just noticing.
Yeah.
Little, what do we got here, bro?
Some accessories.
Okay.
Do a little fit check.
Wow. What kind of watch?
I got me a new chain.
Very nice chain.
I got me a new watch, Armatron. Just nothing special.
I wouldn't know fucking up from down on a watch. I know Rolex is a nice watch. Other than that,
yeah, I just saw it and I was like, oh, that's really cool. I like the face.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
I used to be really into watches.
Yeah.
A while back.
Back in your chin strap days.
Back in my chin strap days.
With
back
your
in my
non-white shoe.
Bow tie days.
Damn, dude. I don't know.
Now I can't even find my watches. I've just left them all over the place.
What year would I have run into you when you're like at the height of just chin strap and a watch and the white shoes or not white shoes?
2015.
15?
Yeah.
I already had kids.
2015 was the height of my, like where I was.
I don't know, man. I'd have been on the border. I would have been right on the border.
I'm still wearing suits and getting fitted for suits and ties.
Fitted for suits.
Yeah. It was at that time I was actually even looking to like have my own tailor where you could buy like they come by with a book of different fabrics.
Sure.
And you could choose like
select your palette.
Italian fabrics. Yeah. That was the height when I was like custom, when I wanted to get in custom suits, custom ties, spent a lot of money. Yeah. Now I can't even find a suit.
Dude, if you just
I threw all my suits
face on that, I'd be hurt. I would be hurt. But like, what happened?
I kind of miss it a little bit because actually it's funny you mentioned that because I was thinking about that this morning.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, okay, let's look at my closet. Okay, everything's black, green, gray.
Yeah.
Where before I had like all sorts of colors, different threads, different fits, different style, even for casual to special occasions. My shoes were all like lined up and polished, and
this
I even ranked on my shoes from like, okay, this is for really classy events, all the way down to casual. Here's my golfing attire, and like now it's like. It's kind of sad. I had a little bit of a sad moment because I'm like,
okay.
Do I have style anymore? I mean,
I
had style before. Like I wore my 3-piece sometimes.
Feel a little middle-aged existential crisis.
Peaky Blinders, 3-piece. I had my hats,
Damn.
And now it's like, okay, it's the same thing. Okay, what
looking in the
what
mirror.
flannel should I wear today?
That reminds me of not Eddie Griffin. That's Cat Williams, right?
Yeah.
The bit where he's like, "Am I even a tiger anymore?"
Mm-hmm.
I just picture you're like in the mirror. You know what I mean? Looking at yourself, you're like,
right.
"What happened?
Right.
What happened to the chin strap?" Just kind of fantasizing, and then Hannah walks in. "Fuck you doing?
Right.
You got to take care of one of the goats." All right, yeah.
Like now, I think I got one sports coat.
Yeah.
I got like one, maybe two ties. I maybe have like a bow tie straggling around somewhere in the bargain bin in my closet type thing.
Fight you right now. You see that bow tie on.
I actually thought it would have been funny if I dressed up in a suit and when you came in today, I'm like, oh, decked out. How's it going? It'd be like, bro, we get a new standard in town.
Yeah. Yeah. Nothing but 3-piece suits from now on.
No, but now I feel like I'm just myself, I do believe someone said it was, I think it was Jordan. She used to work for me. And she said, we were planning on doing like staff photos.
Right.
And so we're coordinating and she put together the whole palette storyboard and what everybody should be wearing. So everybody's coordinating.
Damn.
And I said, well, what about suits? I wear suits. She's like, anymore now, that's like it's almost like you're role playing. And I go, that's an interesting comment. Am I role playing when I wear this?
Yeah.
Am I just is this just like a costume?
Yeah, putting on armor, so to speak.
And I go, yeah, I guess you're right. It is kind of just a costume. Yeah. Like that's not who I really am. I'm not dressing up like that on a, normal day. I dress up just to kind of perform.
Right.
And then that's when I just went to sports coat, sports coat and a dress shirt and jeans. Right. And then I went downhill from there. I'm like, okay, just a sports coat. Just dress shirt.
Fuck it.
And just a dress shirt. Go to flannels.
Right.
Just
Lamb of God shirt.
Yeah, go to Lamb of God shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah,
man. What's interesting? So, for those of you maybe in the know or not, right? I was representing D Milana at Modex 2026. Modex. They had the great promos as you walk through, like some TVs, because you're already there at this it's a manufacturing event where they like conveyor systems and robots moving stuff around and
a lot of material handling stuff.
MHI sponsors the thing. It's just a bananas 10, God knows, 20,000, 40,000 people out of Atlanta. It was bananas. But anyways, speaking of like, because they're all putting on their show, man. They're putting on the Ritz. They're out there. They got the watch thing going. Maybe the shoes are their thing or whatever it is. But everybody there, all the guys are showing off.
Yeah.
And posturing, as it were. And that's fine. There's a lot of money there. Like I get it, right? You got to do what you got to do. But there were a couple. First of all, you can tell the Europeans. Right, the Europeans kind of stand out.
Well, they always stand out. They put us to shame in the way they dress.
It's you kind of go either way, right? Because at a certain point, it's like you should not be wearing these skinny jeans, my man. You know what I'm saying? They don't compliment you. What are you doing, right? Yeah. What's with your weird shoes?
You got the pocket squares. Everything's all coordinated.
Yeah, extra tidy.
They usually have like really fancy,
something going on with the glasses.
Just glasses.
Yeah,
the frames are always
the circle, like John Lennon style, right? Or Where's Waldo? Like something about the circle glasses that make them stand out.
Or they'll just have like an orange frame or something. Yeah. They're always really.
They don't mind that.
Tight, yeah.
But I'm like, fuck that. And hair game. There was some, I'll say this to get back on to kind of looking how you look. Mm-hmm. I saw a substantial amount more of to past the cuff tattooing, past the collar tattooing, right? Like pretty well up in there. I was like, that's okay. Well, there you have it. That's cool. And you never know the spread either. There was some like real obvious players like, I don't know, you'd think some good old boys that literally had walked off the line somewhere and they were still dirty, but they had their, Modex gear on. And so, you wouldn't necessarily be surprised, but there was like proper white collars walking around with like the, standard issue polo shirt for the company. And
I hate the fucking polo shirt. You'll never see me buy staff polo shirts ever.
Yeah.
I'd rather just buy you t-shirts.
Right.
No.
Yeah.
You can always judge a person at those shows by the shoes that they wear.
Okay.
Like I would have judged you hard.
Yeah.
But at least it fit. Like, okay, I get it.
It feels right. It feels right. It's comfortable too. These,
I get it.
Walk all day in these, and I did.
But like if you see somebody who's trying to dress up in a suit
Yeah.
and it's not fitted,
Yeah.
the slacks are all, it's way more than a whole like fold at the bottom because it's not the right length.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, their shoes haven't been polished.
Yeah.
And maybe it's like old like boat shoes type thing. You're like, okay, you just know. I mean, if that's the case, don't just dress casual.
Don't do it.
Those penny loafers with the tassels.
Don't
like stop. Don't do that.
Unless they're like dope. Unless there's something weird about them, right? But if they're just standard issue, kind of that, that brown, like the color of bark. If they're that standard issue kind of thing, don't.
Or you see those guys that have the dress shoes, but their heels are really worn because their feet are pronating.
Yeah.
Just like, okay,
come on,
stop.
Put on the sneakers. Take care of yourself.
Take care of yourself at that point,
bro.
You don't even try.
There was there was a lot of the energy match was exhausting. Like I'm still recovering, because a lot of guys are pulling the Trump, in the handshake. Hey, buddy, how you doing? And they pull you in.
Oh, I hate those. Guys.
There's a couple of those. So I'm like, and I've more than happy to match that energy.
Yeah.
Right. More than happy. Like, come on, motherfucker. I got purple belt status now. This here is out of control.
I judge people also based off that.
Yeah.
Like, don't do that to me.
Right.
I hate it. Or like there was this one guy I always networked with, and he just made it a point. He'd grab my hand and he would turn it like this.
That motherfucker. Yeah.
And I'm like, I confronted him one time. Once we got to a friendly place in our relationship, I'm like, do you notice you always turn your hand on that? And he goes, no, I guess I don't. I go, yeah, that's so fucking annoying, dude.
That's super annoying.
You're trying to exert your authority. It's like, I guess I didn't realize. Like, yeah, don't fucking turn my hand on me.
Or let's go.
Or
you know what I mean? Like, I'll do that. I'm with you, right?
So you grab it and turn it. Like, why you turn
it down?
No, just like I'm on top of you.
Yeah. So no, that's what I'm saying. Like turning your hand.
Yeah, turning the other person's hand down.
Because that's a setup. So if you cross, right, all you're doing right there is you're setting me up because now I've got, lat power. And I'm like, oh, cool. So I can get a Russian arm drag and just, you know what I mean? Like I'll seatbelt you. I'll fuck you up on that. So anyways, so there was a lot of tattoos. Didn't expect, right? Aggressive tattoos. And here's the note, because this hits different. If you're inked up to the nines, past the neck, it's, as a man anyways, I don't know about women, but as a man, it says something that you did that and you're in shape. You did that, you look that way, it's aggressive, right? And since it's past the cuff and collar, and you're in shape, you clearly take care of yourself. They were well groomed. You know what I'm saying? They looked neat. Yeah. Neck comes off one way. Right? You're trying to be your own Vin Diesel in 2001. I'm fine.
Yeah.
Right. But it just hits different as opposed to, there's plenty of cats, right? We know a couple people with tattoos. And so sometimes it comes off completely the other way. You're just out there looking raggedy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And now you're just inked. It's like, well, it doesn't really, you know what I mean? It doesn't hit the same. So these guys, they were on the ball. A lot of that alpha energy. Some of the other fun aspects, Shannon was my executive assistant for the event, so it was kind of cool getting her to I was pushing her. Yeah. I didn't intentionally because I was really fucking busy, but I wish I could have started a conversation. I'm very good at this. Start one with a topic that kind of ignites, and walk away and just leave her there to answer some way inside baseball question about marketing. But I didn't do that. I think she did great. She gathered, I would say, a good 20 to 30% of the cards I have is because she got them. Good. And she, went around and took some pictures. So she did well.
Did she make sure there was safe distance between you and any other female?
I'm sure she did, you know, like I'm walking, and out of my side, the periphery, I see some chick just, you know what I mean? Like some pretty German girl or something, just talking. And it was like a blow dart.
Yeah. But she's like resting her feet, sitting down on some bench like 100 yards away.
Right? What's that? Remember that scene not Taken. Oh, damn. What's that? And it's like this assassin movie with like Angelina Jolie. And they have this like super sniper gun or whatever. And the whole thing is that like they call and then they want you to be standing at this spot at this time. But the goof is that he's so unimaginably far away that the bullet takes all this time to get there. Right. But that's her game. She's just like setting bitches up from across, just darting them in the neck. So
I can see that.
There was ridiculous people. There was the displays were out of control. Personally disappointed that there wasn't a walking around robot like we saw at ProMat.
Well, you did see a robot though. I saw the photo.
But they didn't have legs.
Oh.
It's different. Again, walking around, you know, versus that guy looked like, because I got a good, if you're following me on LinkedIn there, I got a good one with the robot. But he had the wheels. So he was much more like Rocky 4. You remember the robot in Rocky 4?
Yeah.
Yes, Paulie, the birthday
right.
cake. So more of that vibe when they're walking around is totally different. No exoskeleton suit. I thought that was fun at ProMat. None of that. But the displays.
Are you sure there's none of that? I mean, those shows are huge.
It was fucking huge, bro.
Like they could have been there. You just didn't get to that.
It was so ridiculously big. So for the uninitiated, right? There's basically 3 rooms, right? And I say rooms. I mean, I don't even know size wise.
No, yeah.
I don't even know the square footage.
You know,
each
downtown
room,
conference centers. You know,
each room was a concert.
Yeah.
Right. You could easily have had, you know, a Slipknot playing in one of those. Like it was huge. So I spent a lot of time in the A room because that's where, you know, our potential prospects could be. But the really obnoxiously big dogs like Toyota, my opening line, first of all, Toyota's, it's got to be like 100 by 80 foot display area. Right. Yeah. And as well, it should be, right? They're a big deal. You got to look the part. It is what it is, right? They just pull their dick out, boom, flop it on the table, right? That's the vibe. So, and you know, we're going to compete for that market share. You know, we're going to do their marketing, whatever. So I walk up to them and there's a gang of them and I'm like, guys, next year, I don't know them from anything, right? And there's like 4 of them. Guys, next year, can we please get something bigger? I'm not impressed. I just walk away. They got a kick out of it. But it was ridiculous, right? Ridiculous. And who else? Nap was another one where it was just like, I don't know the height limitations. I'm sure there's rules about all that. But they would have these like, you know, these pillars. And then I guess they have things that are hanging from the ceiling, right? Some of them are like spinning. Some of them are, they have projectors within the thing hanging from the ceiling.
Sometimes the crews get out like several days in advance just to build the whole booth display. It was huge.
I wish I could, the company names are difficult because a lot of them they sound the same, or they sound like, you know, like what's the one in Terminator? Dynatech?
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
So they all have the vibe, you know, where you're like, wait, what a tech again? Which one do you do? But there was a couple where they were immersive, right? So you walked in, and I think I did a video with that too, but you walked into the space. And I think this one, it started with a D, I can't remember what it was. Never heard of the company, but they did like logistics, and then they did like something like fiber optics or something, because they had a display. The tables were like interactive.
Oh, that's cool.
Right. They had like facial recognition, and so like they had a massive screen as you walk in, and then you could see your kind of silhouette of light sort of lightly projected onto whatever their promo was.
Oh, that's cool.
Right?
Yeah.
It was just wild, man. It was super wild.
So which booth stood out the most to you? Like if you were to pick one that like it was that one.
That's a good question. I'd have to kind of go through the pictures a little bit, to be honest. There was one and it had the word logistics in it. And some of us would probably know what they are, but the display was blue. Right? I wish I could remember the exact name. But what stood out was what they were doing in the display, right? So first of all, if you picture like they look like city blocks almost, right? And whatever that square footage, I would guesstimate 60 by 100 ish, right? So they had a whole block to themselves and a half.
Okay.
Right. So they had conference rooms, meeting rooms, which is pretty standard there too. And they had their whole display. Yeah. So they had all the money. Right. Wow. And they were next to like BG. They were next to Cardex was there. Cardex was well represented. They look good, kind of adjacent buddies to the firm here. And anyway, so they had these robots following magnetic tracks, right? So they'd laid magnetic tape, right? But it wasn't so much that they just had that. It's kind of standard issue, right? But it was the speed at which they were moving, and you could walk through it.
Oh, cool.
Right. Okay. So if you're there, there's probably 40 or 50, I would say, of robots on wheels going about their business.
Yeah.
Right. Some of them are a little bit more, they got a little bit more zip to them, and maybe they're moving heavy stuff. Either which way, you're kind of fenced off from everything. And the robots are just doing what they do. Yeah. And typically it seems very pre-programmed. You know what I mean? You're just going in a circle or doing whatever. This was totally not that, right? As far as I saw, I mean, there was no boundary, right? So how they're doing their thing was, and again, I'm walking through it. Right. Everybody's walking through it. And you almost don't think you should, but the salespeople were intentionally placed like right in the middle of the rectangle. So you got to walk through robots. Yeah. They're stopping. They're
stopping for you. Yeah. Yeah. That's what they're trying to show. As far as safety and
And then it fed to, it's hard to keep focused because you got these things going around, but, they were carrying like some dumb box or whatever it is they're carrying, but then the material would be picked up by a little vacuum. This is the go-to little vacuum fingered arm, and put it on a conveyor belt that goes through a whole fucking thing, a 50-foot long thing, right? It was incredible.
Were there any talking robots?
That's a good question. No, there was not, because they couldn't do it, but there were certain robotics or like cool things like that companies did have on their roster or like in their product line. But it just wasn't that vibe. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like you don't need that in a materials handling situation. You know what I mean? But there were companies that like, there's another one. Actually, it was right across the way from what I was just saying. They were like a UK company or something, but their robots were behind glass. And they were hauling ass. And so, I was like, wow, this is really cool. Tell me more, blah, blah, blah. And this was the serious guy I was telling you about. He was not playing any fucking games at all. And then I was like, all right, well, what's the next step for you guys? What you do this, you do that, you do this, you do that. And they're like $1 billion company, like the big deal. And I said, well, what else do you guys want to take over the world? Like, what's your next move? And he's like, what? And he had a very English accent, very London accent. And he's like, no, man, we don't need to do that. Wait, look at what else we had. It's on the screen. And then he's pointing to just all these cool robots and all this cool shit, automation on cars, like all this crazy stuff. So
that's what I always enjoy when I go to those shows. I used to always be fascinated even when I was a kid, just with robots and stuff like that.
It's incredible.
Like I remember I used to take my RC car and I'd put like a shoebox on top of it, and then I'd build like a robot on top of the shoebox so I could be like, Of course, the arms didn't move or anything, but at least I could get I always found it fascinating to see all the different technology they use now to move heavy equipment,
It's way more like they had this. There's another one. It's like it looks like a little kid's, I don't know, like a little kid's, something, little go-kart, say, right? And the wheels are only so big, but it could haul like 10,000 pounds or some ridiculous shit like that. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. Oh, and then then there's either going to be laser guided, right? Versus the video, right? And video seems to be the way to go. Right. That was another kind of note because they said Elon Musk talked about that, right? Where it's like, no, video and just visualization and all that stuff, all that software can see things in a way that lasers it just doesn't make sense. Right. So especially when driving, when dealing with like high complexity situations. Yeah. Right. A video camera is the way to go. So it was kind of an interesting note. What else was there, man? There was so much. There was so many people. Our homies over at Zone 4, they had their name on a race car.
Yeah, that was cool.
Very cool.
What I liked about it wasn't just a name on the race car. Yeah. They had their logo on the race car, plus there's the orange backdrop, which is their orange. And then did you see the tan stripe down the middle? Yeah. That's all part of their brand. Yeah. So that's cool. It's not they just slapped their logo on. Yeah. They had prime real estate to even brand the race car with their colors.
Yeah, that was
a
cool,
Gebhardt racing car. That was awesome.
Shout out to
what type of a car was it? What vehicle was it? Was that F1? Was that
that was Le Mans. They're gonna race it at
Le Mans.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
Bro.
That's so cool.
I want to say the jockey, not the driver. He walked up, and I wasn't ready for the moment. I didn't know, obviously
the
driver was there.
Was it your height, or were they like a small guy?
He was definitely small. Yeah. Eye to eye for sure.
Yeah. They definitely usually keep them smaller so they could fit in the
I took a picture. I don't know if I shared it with the team yet, but I took a picture, and I don't know if it offers perspective. I really, in hindsight, I'm like, can I sit in this? I should have. Yeah. But it was so much smaller than you would think, man.
Oh yeah.
So much smaller.
Oh yeah.
Unwelcoming. Like, you do this? You really want to get in this?
Yeah.
And the steering wheel.
That's like a night and day ride. I mean, you're just constantly going.
Yeah. It looked like a video game controller, all kinds of buttons on this thing. Who knows what it does?
Did they say how fast it goes?
I didn't even ask. Oh. And because I wanted to try to engage with the guy and hear some of his story, but no, I didn't even ask. I'm sure we could find out. Yeah. We got some cards, some signature cards from the driver. Cool. So it's cool. I'll have to bring those in. So that was cool. The robots were fun to see, but they kind of go thin. Here's another thing, right? Marketing wise, there's another thing that's set up. So here you've got, Toyota's display, where actually they bought 3 companies that do automation in one capacity or the other. Vanderlande was one of them that was bought by them. And so that's their big coming out party, as just like new face in automation or however they're positioning it. And so anyways, the point is that they spent a shit ton of money, right? And good for them. On the flip side, though, you go to the A room, right? Which was, for the most part, that's where a lot of small dogs were. Yeah. And that was not the case. They just don't have it like that, right? Okay, so you do the best you can. You get a nice backdrop. Yeah. It's like very popular to have those like LED screens and a couple other kind of cost-effective displays. But I think the guys that took the cake were there's Top Hat Engineering. Simple. They have fucking top hats. It wasn't even fancy one. You know what I mean? Just cheap. Yeah. You could have got up at a costume shop.
I think I saw a photo of you and
with Caleb, the president and the CEO. High energy team. Hey guys, and they were all dressed up. Just very fun to be around. Yeah. But they were like, yeah, man, we went out and got these hats, and they got so many meetings booked that day. Their whole team out there in force. I was like, that's all you need to do, right?
Kept it simple.
Super simple. Yeah. And then another one that was hilarious was, I don't remember the name of the company, but they had a yellow tent. I know I got a picture of them. They had this yellow tent, and it just looked unbearable, just like yellow, like the yield sign, that kind of thing. So they have a dog, like a golden retriever, but it's like a plastic golden retriever statue.
Okay.
They've got hunting chairs, like camping chairs set up, and they're all just dressed up regular.
Yeah,
I don't know,
regular Joes.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
and so they're all a bunch of good old boys from Texas and outside of Dallas or something like that. And bro, one of the themes, to be on the more serious tip, was the Airbnb-ification of business.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
Lyft, Airbnb, it's like you've got a service. I don't need to buy the car. I don't need to, own the hotel room or the room for rent, whatever. And I can just kind of connect you to them and I'll take a piece on the way in.
Right.
So these guys hooked up trucking where it's like you're looking for a spot to have your truck parked. Well, you don't want to go to some professional type joint a lot. Yeah. You could just have some acreage, some guy way the hell out in Texas. It was brilliant.
Yeah.
It was brilliant because now that trucker doesn't have to go like lean efficiency and all this stuff. He doesn't have to go all the way out of his way, 80 miles, just go to this professional stop. I could just go to like Joe Bob's acreage and he's good to go. Right.
Did you walk around with a goodie bag or bag collecting shit?
Dude, I didn't. I put Shannon on that because, I just can't.
I remember we used to go to these shows for like promotional items, ASCO shows and stuff.
Right.
Not quite as big, but it's still big. I mean, it's like let's say, just imagine like the largest conference center room available. It was just that room. But man, you'd go from booth to booth. They're giving away samples of their, product or tchotchkes. Right. And you'd be walking around with this bag. By the end of the night, you have like 2 full bags of shit.
Full of shit.
And I'm like, why did I just do this? I'm not going to do anything with it.
Not going to do it. No, I got a couple of like little foam balls I could play with kids and stuff like that. But for the most part, I'm not. That's
what you got your kids? Yeah. For when dad returns home?
Yeah.
Foam balls?
They don't care anyway. They're so jaded.
Thanks,
they don't give a shit. They don't care.
Thanks, Dad.
I could get them a $1,000 thing, or I get it's all the same. So I'm smarter than that.
You got to get something that will present a smile. Like, oh, thanks, Dad. They're gonna look at that and be like, "What do I do with it?"
Same thing. If I got them a new iPad, they'd still do the same shit. Doesn't matter. So it was a lot of walking, and it was exhausting, man. It was exhausting, but like learning, bro. Those people know.
What time did you stay each day, or did you go to any night?
Yeah, it was. We hit it till 5:00.
So 5. Okay.
So got there. I got to see the keynote speaker. Get his name right. It was Salim Ismail.
Okay.
And bad dude. He's one of those guys where you're like, I can't believe I've never heard about this guy.
Yeah.
Right. But there's like tons of those. There's not always an Elon Musk. There's tons of people making moves.
Yeah.
And so he happened to sit on a board with Elon Musk, which was impressive. And like the Vatican reached out to get some of their servicing or their processing or whatever organized. Yeah. They called that guy.
Yeah.
Right. So shit. So he was talking about the Airbnb-ification of a myriad of services. Right. Uh-huh. He talked about AI's impact on like a dozen industries, particular 8. Right. But he lists out a dozen. And then I forwarded a lot of that to you. And like, I heard kind of as I ran into a bunch of people, because I was there talking to marketing people, right? Other marketing pros, like, what are you guys doing? What's the latest? So on and so forth. Especially at these monster companies,
right?
And the AI discussion was like, it's going to turn into a utility. Sure, right? But then how they're going to play the game? Like they're going to start, like we have ads being sold now. We're accustomed to that on, say, YouTube.
Yeah.
But then, like, what if you type in, I don't know, you type in whatever question or prompt into AI, Gemini or something, and then somebody buys the response.
Oh,
right.
Wow.
So like the response is, oh, well, you're looking for brought to you by Toyota. Da, 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 da.
Right.
Naturally, like it, when you say it out loud, you're like,
Yeah.
sure, of course. But in order to like think of that and be like, yeah, that's where it's going, and kind of project those ideas, I'm like, oh shit, yeah, that's
cool.
exactly how it's going to go. And then selling off, you know, that we're buying like big data has been it for a long time, but
for a very long time. I remember talking about big data when I was a CMO at a research firm, and that was like what 2014.
Right.
No, time flies.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a given now. Like
it's old hat.
Yeah.
Right.
It's an old hat, but it's still a necessary thing to analyze the big data, to use the big data to, you know, leverage your, you know, whatever you're trying to accomplish.
The weird thing, the interesting challenge that was brought up as far as the AI thing is, you can, if you're like those engineers at this manufacturing joint are like solving for really, really big problems, strange, nuanced, complex type problems that, you know, you could be an engineer,
right.
I could be an engineer on the other side of the world, and we ask a similar question, but not exactly the same. Well, how then is it, because there isn't necessarily a keyword per se, right? So then the challenge for, you know, the people at the very, very tip of the spear is, well, how the hell do you capture that?
Right.
How do you figure out, well, like, I don't know. It's not a keyword search thing. It's something else that has yet to be discovered. So that was like what, you know, Gary, I think his name was Gary over at Cardex, a number of other folks, you know, that were really in the know. Another company was BG. That obviously is probably short for something, but they didn't have that. I just saw the logo.
BG, yeah.
But, you know, the lady who runs marketing there was like a wealth of knowledge. Yeah. And she, you know what? She was running the marketing. I think now too, it's like, you know what? You got to talk to like the Gen Z kid who like built the thing. You know what I mean? Because it's like she knows she needs it, but she doesn't know what it is to use it. So, that was exciting shit, man. It was exciting. It's also like intimidating.
Oh yeah,
because like there's so much to do.
Yeah, just observing the size of the space.
Yeah,
intimidating. That's why I was saying that. Knowing that Shannon was going to be there, I'm like, okay, she's going to be all interested for about 15, 30 minutes tops. Because it's just so much to take in if you've never done it before. Right. You just scratch your head like, where do I start?
Where do you start? And
then on top of that, once you start, how long can I last?
Right.
You know?
Yeah. And especially getting worn out when you go through the first room.
Right.
I'm like, well, I guess we got to eat, you know? And then like,
did you eat any nice like restaurants around there?
We went. So the other drama was the truck. So we pull in.
Did you Uber ride like once you were there?
Oh, this was the blessing in disguise. So check this out, right? So I go there. So first of all the hotels around town are booked up, right? And I was nervous, like, oh no, you know, I'm going to be way out in the middle of nowhere,
right?
And networking and all this. Not even fucking close, man. Every hotel. Yeah. Every place I went, somebody had a Modex badge on.
Wow. Right. Yeah, right. They basically consume that town.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right. And as far as I understood, like there wasn't really anything else going on. So anyway, so be that as it may, we're like 8 miles out from the event, north event, and there's a train. Nice little tidbit. They were working on the train.
Okay.
So it was free.
Oh, wow.
There was no way to pay for it. Like the gate did not open, you know? Right. So, we show up and they're like, okay, you know, train's like half a block this way or something. Like, oh, okay, off we go. And like the turnstile, you know, it's all electronic, obviously, but the turnstile is off. It's completely black on the screen.
Oh,
like,
I see.
All right, well, I can hear the train. I got to get down there. So I walk down and I'm thinking there's going to be somebody at a booth. Nope. And just everybody's walking right through. I was like, well, fucking cool.
Okay.
So we got free rides and, you know, it was a little bit of extra walking, but it was fine. So no, man, it was.
So you should have brought the scooters.
I should not have brought the scooters. I've been a big old nerd. But, hey guys, tell me about robots.
Yeah, but scooters, for some reason, I don't have as bad connotation with scooters as
like
they do.
a Segway or
a Segway.
Yeah, no, not this. That's not going to do. But you couldn't do that, man. You'd be knocking into people there. So no, we went to a place called North Italia.
Okay.
And it was right.
Was it good?
Right across the parking lot. It was very good. That was very good. And then Cheesecake Factory sucked. We went there.
How does Cheesecake Factory suck?
She never has gone to a Cheesecake Factory.
Yeah.
I was like, it's a pleasant time, it's fine, but they were terrible.
Was it the food that was terrible or the service?
Service.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was probably
it was rough.
Low staff and a whole bunch of crowd of people.
No, not a Cheesecake Factory.
Okay.
Because that was the case at North Italia.
Mm-hmm.
They were slammed.
Yeah.
But bartender was nice, staff, it was very nice, pleasant. But yeah, so no points for Cheesecake Factory. But no, I mean, you know what? I get the impression it was like everything took effort to get to. Maybe I just wasn't in the right neighborhood, but we were in like a heavy, around here, it's like an Indian Hills to like what's Kenwood Mall. Mm-hmm. It's something like that. Cause like, if you're not at the mall, like everything seems really far away. You can't just walk to something.
All right.
Yeah. And the same thing downtown, and it was stadiums and shit. So there was nothing.
Probably Kenwood Mall would be in that area would probably be not a good example of the sheer, just massive walking, sheer massive booths.
Everybody there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody around where we stayed anyways was, they were driving Ferraris and Mercedes and stuff.
Wow.
So, dude,
okay.
when we drove out of town, for no good reason at all, we drove north, obviously, and we had the traffic there is out of control. So we drive through some raggedy little road to get to whatever highway. Bro, the fucking wealth. It was staggering. Like, I had no idea. So, shout out to Atlanta. I didn't know you had it like that. Yeah, I think the event went well, man. It was, for my first foray last year over at ProMat.
You went in with a lot more intention.
Yeah.
So that probably helped.
Oh my God. Yeah. And perspective, right? Yeah. Like, what's a win? Yeah. We're not going to land deals here.
Did you try to every night kind of go through your strategy?
I did. Yeah. I did, because the first day was all hype, right? I knew I'd have a lot of energy. So the first 4 hours.
How long did Shannon last in it? 15 minutes?
No, we were together. We were neck and neck, until lunchtime, and then it was a little like, sit down over here for a second.
Well, because it's so overwhelming. I always get overwhelmed. The moment I go in there, it starts by being like, whoa, this is crazy too. Right. Oh, shit. Yeah. This is so big.
I'm going to have to go to every booth. Right.
How many? You start skipping I've been to that booth. I just see it from a distance. Right. I'm not going to go to it.
Yeah. You know what? And I was more discriminating, and I was hitting the American companies, right? I realized the only reason is, look, if you're a smaller company and you might be on the prospect list, it's like, look, man, if you're in Germany or if you're in Turkey or Dubai or some shit like that, probably not going to land that. Yeah. And that's fine, right? It's America. So,
however, sometimes these, let's say European-based companies, they'll have the satellite companies here in America.
No, that's true.
And sometimes they give a different budget. Here, you guys, here's your budget for marketing and sales or whatever.
Yeah.
You do what you think is best. Then we'll launch corporate campaigns out of the corporate office.
Yes.
In another country, right?
And that's another weird angle that I didn't expect, was how many people I ran into who said, Lebanon.
Oh, really?
Now, right then and there, it just kind of like,
thinking of Lebanon.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So with that, I'm like, how'd you know? And then you kind of look at their badge, because that's all you did, right? It kind of got weird because you're just looking down. But yeah, it was. There was a couple of times where we're like, oh, Lebanon. I'm from, and Hyde Park and Blue Ash and so forth and so on. And you're like, oh shit, okay, which was another additive, right? That was another return on my time there, because I'm out there like looking constantly, like, where do we go? Who do we talk to? What's, put me in the mix, right? And you just can't be everywhere at once. So to have people like give you the heads up, like that's a good event locally you should go to, and so forth and so on. But you wouldn't expect it because it's international. This event. It was freaking huge.
Yeah.
So,
in terms of running into though, did you run into anybody other than the Zone 4 family?
There was. His name is Timu, actually, funny enough. He's from Switzerland. Sorry, buddy, if you see this. Or Sweden, somewhere's up there.
Timu is from Switzerland.
Big old fella.
That's interesting.
Big, hunk of meat, that guy. Nice guy. And his company, I forget the name of the company, but it's this thing that I saw last year at ProMet, where it's like this red six-fingered kind of like thing. And it picks up really, really heavy shit. And it can do this.
Oh, I see.
Right. Yeah. So that's
cool.
So anyway, so I saw that guy. There was a couple of companies that I doubt they would have necessarily remembered me. And then the couple of contacts, that we had. One or two.
Did you end up meeting with them?
I did.
Oh, yeah. How did those go?
They went well. It was, more, it's funny when
was it more like a get to know you type meeting?
Yes.
Okay.
Right. So a lot of times they were pushing me off once they learned what we do.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And it's like, hey,
which you understand, right?
Yeah. Right. Like fair enough. But I'd have to just kind of back them off the ledge because I was there to extract info. Right. You know what I mean? Like my goal is like, I know maybe we can work together, but right now in this moment, I would like to just learn.
Yeah, learn.
Yeah.
Be a sponge.
Yeah, and it was interesting to see, all those dynamics, man. A lot of people were like, I got the brush off a couple of times. I'd walk up, hey, blah, 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 I do this. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, okay, cool. All right, that's cool, man. All right, so anyways, and they just literally turn around and like, well, I'll go fuck myself then. Thank you very much.
You would have that robot kind of diss you too, didn't it?
Kind of. Just stonewalled me. Made for a good.
Was that robot trying to imitate you? Because you looked like you were doing the.
No. We just we're walking by.
Oh, I see.
And Shannon actually called it out. It's like, oh, look, a robot.
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit. That's cool. Then as an afterthought, I'm like, wait, this is a picture. And so the guys were from it looked like a Japanese company, just by the last name. Looked like a Japanese company. And they were just kind of, laughing and pointing, like, look at the American. So just a fun shot. But I don't even think it was working. Like it was just frozen.
Did you take a picture of you and Shannon at the event? Like a little selfie?
Yeah. I forget where, but we got one. It's kind of funny because
Did she wear the Diwilana hat?
She did.
Oh, she did?
She did. And we practiced the whole pitch, national branding firm based out of Cincinnati. Just try to get it. She had like, I don't know, about 10 reps, you know what I mean?
She had about 10 opportunities?
10 opportunities, like where she just couldn't get out of it. You know what I mean? Because I told her, I was like, I need business cards. I need you to go find business cards. Even if you don't talk to them, right? Just run by.
Walk up to the table and grab
just snatch one off, right?
Did she do it?
She did. Yeah. I got a gang of cards. So, but she did. So there was this company that made like hoisting hooks and all this kind of shit. And so this was later in the day on the second day. It's on Wednesday. So even then, man, people were like starting to kind of, half their team had left already. You know what I mean? People were making flights. Like it was kind of getting dead. So anyways, so it was late in the day. We walked by this hoisting joint and they had all these things where like tactile people would be like, oh, pushing and pulling and you can like, make it go up and down, all this stuff. So I was like, oh man, this is an engaging booth, guys. I do branding, blah, blah, blah. There's my end, right? And so I'm talking to the one guy who's from Cincinnati, shout out. And we're getting along fine. He'll see this. He's going to see this.
Shout out. You need to call a name.
I can't remember his name. That's why I took a picture of his badge. But it was a hoisting joint. And so then the other dude starts engaging Shannon, and I hear him ask, he's going in on some questions. I'm like, I was trying to kind of simultaneously hold the conversation, but I wanted to see what she would say. So I didn't hear him say anything like bad, I guess. So she did a good job. So yeah, man, all in all, I would say it was a win. We probably got at least 100 and something contacts. Like,
I'll tell you right now, I bet Shannon did better than me. I'm not good at those shows. Yeah.
How many what'd you get last year?
Because if she at least went around and got business cards, I'd just be walking around looking for the free stuff. Like, oh, you selling coffee here? Or not selling, you not coffee?
They switched that like a fucking
beer.
speakeasy,
Okay.
Like a speakeasy back in the 20s. Because at 4:00, 4:05, right? I was telling you, I thought that like you'd have to go out into the world to go get like get your happy hour on.
Mm-hmm.
Not the case. The second it was 4:00, all the baristas, because I mean, there must have been 100 booths. There was 1,200 total booths. So 100 booths had coffee. Some had like proper setup.
Yeah.
Barista, like
barista
the whole thing.
Style.
Yeah,
Like
they're making little
shit.
hearts in the foam.
Yeah.
The whole bullshit. Then happy hour hits.
Yeah.
Bop. Now it's they're mixing little drink, little something.
Yeah.
It's the whole thing.
Yeah.
It was incredible, man.
Doing a little what's that Tom Cruise movie? Cocktail.
Yeah.
We're flipping the
It was some had food, lots of people had candy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. I think next year is back to Chicago, ProMat. I think we're going to do way more man on the street, right? Interview, live stream.
We'll see. I might go to that
pictures.
one.
Yeah, man.
We'll see.
Yeah, I feel it's a 2-person job because I think there's got to be like, hey, I have to talk to that motherfucker right over there, right?
See, I'm thinking about the parties afterwards. I was so bummed the other time because I got invited to a rooftop gathering. And I don't know what my deal was. I think I was just tired. I'm like, nah, I'm not.
Nah.
And then next thing you know, I see pictures. I'm like, dang it. See, I should have went. See, I'm thinking about those. Yeah. Thinking about after the conference. What are you guys doing?
Yeah.
Let's go hang out.
There's some pre too, man. Like showing up on a Sunday night before the event, before the week starts. There were actually a couple events, that I found out after the fact. I'm like, oh, well, that's cool. Private tours of the stadiums, private tours of various facilities throughout the city.
That's cool, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like big deal investment guy or something. I didn't recognize the company name, but like a big $1 billion investment type company. And they had this like big, like maybe an old church or something, but this big building. And they had tours and like people were, talking about like, oh man, that was a cool private party. And I'm like, shit, I want to go,
I think the worst place to go for like conferences, in my opinion, is like Vegas for a conference. Yeah. Because when I've ever gone to those conferences, I usually just skip a day, just hang out at the pool,
go party,
to go party. Oh, yeah. It's so there's so many distractions.
Right. Yeah. How do you get anything done?
Yeah. That I don't know if it seemed like things weren't as accessible in Atlanta.
Right.
But Chicago's fun because you can easily get an Uber and go to all these different bars around there. And everything's pretty close for the most part. Yeah.
Chicago is, the accessibility in the city was rough, man. Like we're on a train and you could just look out at any time of day. We were on the train one time at about 8:30, something like that. Traffic. Coming home, traffic. Yeah. It was out of control. Yeah. It was out of control. It'd take 50 minutes and it was a 9-mile stretch. It was ridiculous. The parking everywhere, ridiculous.
Yeah. What's one of the reason why I'm glad that now, because of technology, we could be remote.
Yeah.
Because I can't even handle Cincinnati traffic or Columbus traffic. And that's nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
Nothing in comparison to like Chicago traffic during rush hour.
Yeah.
Or what you're saying, Atlanta traffic is nothing.
Yeah.
And I can't even do it anymore.
It was ridiculous.
Like we're trying to schedule the visit to one of the clients down in Erlanger, Kentucky. Right. And I'm just looking, I'm like, okay, well, what's rush hour? And I'm like, because I just can't even, the thought of getting stuck in rush hour is not even.
Yeah, we're going to hit it no matter what.
Yeah. Whereas when I used to have, jobs or clients down in downtown Cincinnati or Columbus, like you just get, before 2020 pandemic, like you just got used to like, all right, I'm going to be stuck in here for an hour.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. So
can't do it anymore. So would you say that it was a good trip overall?
I would say, except for my truck giving me shit. Yeah, man. Yeah, it's definitely worth it because I left with a sense of we're hearing about the right things.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
We're doing our best to be out front, right, rather than having to be reactive, right? So we're being proactive. Cool.
Yeah.
And the kind of conversations and shit that people are talking about, I was like, oh, good.
Yeah.
Because we're not, some big fucking deal. We're not a $1 billion company ourselves. Right. So it's like, that was positive. I just feel like it gave me a good vibe for what we're doing here. And then B, like the return on, visibility, it's kind of looks good. We're out there on LinkedIn and all that stuff. And also connecting with, like rubbing elbows with those people and seeing kind of what fires them up was really, it hyped me up, man, because then as I'm driving, back, right, I'm just like, okay, I'm going to do this. We got to do this. I got to make sure we're talking about that.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? All
That's
that
what
kind of
I
stuff.
love about it. It really does help kind of like get you invigorated.
100%.
You have so many ideas. Now, I always say though, the problem with conferences and stuff is the follow through afterwards.
Yes.
Whether it be, hey, I came up with a great idea, I came up with a good marketing idea, or good sales, or I got to follow up with this guy or that gal.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, it's like you come home and, okay, on to the next thing.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Like I feel
anything
in this moment, and it's going to be all weekend, but I feel like, all right, I know all the things I said I was going to do. I know that I can do like 85% of them. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so the key is all the follow up, but all the ideas, yeah, man, I'm all fired up.
Yeah.
And we might implement a handful.
Did you get to see the guys, our friends at Zone 4?
I did. I corralled everybody, by the way. It's like corralling cats, bro. You know what I mean? Like I'm a salesman, right? Yeah, so I get it. If there was 5 of me, totally get it. Yeah. Totally get it. But we're there. It took us like 35 minutes to like corral them. I'm like, we just got to take a picture. That's all I need. I just need something, to prove we were all here. I got the selfie and the whole bit. But shout out to Jen Pato for, corralling them. She's on the phone like, we lost one. Mitch is talking to somebody now. Yep. All right.
There you go.
And they would just run off. I'm like, what are you guys doing?
Well, they're probably like, annoyed because it's like, I got business to do.
Yeah, I got to take this stupid picture. All right, the marketing guy says it. So no, I get it. So we finally nailed everybody down. Met at Cardex, good company. They had a good display. So
that's cool.
It was all good. It was all good.
Well, good. So, all right.
Let's get out of here.
I'll join you at the next one.
Yeah. ProMat Chicago. Be there. All right. With that, let's get out of here, man. From the iconic era of advertising to the digital age, I'm Chris.
And I'm Ernie.
Keep it legendary.